report from Mr. Madden to confirm that.
And so your reports will be going to conservation too?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I may, first of all, this permit in 2010 expired in 2005 and 2015 at the very latest. So there is no valid permit in place. So everything that he's been doing since 2015 has been illegal. Okay, this was never a legitimate agricultural excavation under your own bylaws that defines agricultural excavation. It is a scam and it is a ruse. And I would like to cite to the Mass DEP decision that we have submitted to you as part of the record with our February 18th, 2022 demand for enforcement letter. And the DEP letter, according to DEP, who came out with the request for determination and did a site inspection, said, Mr. Madden, that this reservoir is 3 times the size of what would be needed to supply this 10-acre or 11-acre bog. So they said it's 72 acre feet volume reservoir is what would be needed for Mrs. Mackey's 10 acres of bogs, or whoever owns it. I did do research at the Secretary of State's, and Alex Johnson is a defunct and dissolved corporation. So we're obviously dealing with Lopes here. We're not dealing with any other person. Excuse me, may I finish? So your reservoir, according to DEP, is 220 acre feet. That is 3 times the size of what is needed, according to Mass DEP, for these 11 or 12 acres of bogs. Okay, so Mr. Geronimo, Mr. Chair, this means that this is a scam and it is not an agricultural excavation under your bylaws. He took down whatever 100 and something acre hill, is digging into the groundwater to dig a fake, basically cranberry bog. He also has a water management withdrawal permit from the Weweantic River to supply these bogs. So there's no need for this reservoir or for this agricultural excavation. So it's completely
The
illegal.
does dry up at times, you know, and they don't have enough water. That's why they were digging this in the beginning.
No, that's not according.
No, it is, so.
These type of projects are what
Mr.
keep
Madden,
our
I wanna
cranberry
hear what you have
properties
to say.
sustainable, so we're not reliant on the Weweantic River. This is the whole purpose.
Okay,
And this
Mr.
isn't for the
okay,
excavation of
okay.
a cranberry bog. This is a water source for the bogs.
No, it's not according to DEP. It's 3 times the size of a reservoir that would.
DEP gives us registrations for 10 acre feet per acre of bog. You
Right.
can't get every drop of water out of a water hole with your pumps. And with the climate change that we're facing and these extreme weather patterns that we're facing, we need more water, we need to get rid of water faster, and we need more water during drought times. And these are the type of projects that keep this land and these agricultural operations intact.
No, this is a mining operation. It does not meet the standard of an agricultural excavation under your own definition of agricultural excavation, Mr. Mason. Maybe you want to go read it. And maybe, Mr. Harrison, you would like to go read the case of Henry versus Board of Appeals of Dunstable. And since you all have been sitting on this board for decades, and you're all in the cranberry or the excavation business, maybe you should.
I'm not in
I've been on this board for 3 months, ma'am.
Okay, sir, you work for AD Makepeace. Who are we
Okay, I'm gonna
kidding?
stop right now, it's just getting out of control.
I'm telling you,
Mr. Madden, can I hear what you have to say?
I'm telling you what DEP says in its
Do you have that
letter.
letter?
I've sent it to you. I
Do you
have
have
it
that
right.
letter?
I have it right here on my computer.
Okay,
All right, would you like me to read it to you?
will you send it to me?
I already have it, but
You
I
sent it upstairs?
We need to move back onto the topic we're.
Well, the topic is that they are not eligible for a permit extension. The permit has expired and it was illegal in the beginning because this is not an agricultural excavation under your
We're talking
bylaws.
about a renewal to finish it.
You can't
Either
renew
that or-
something that's expired, Mr. Ward.
Mr. Romano, can we have,
Hold on, I'm gonna have Mr. Madden speak.
Yes.
Well, just as a point of clarity, this plan that's before you, that was permitted, was prepared by Ben Gilmore and I think Jeff Shorey back in 2011.
Yeah,
If you read the notation that we added to the drawing. I had to put the monitoring wells, that was my task, to put the monitoring wells on this plan. So the references is that we used the Shorey plan as our base plan so that I could identify the two monitoring wells that you requested. This is not a GAF design. The only thing I'm stamping is the fact that I indicated where
Where
the
the
two
monitoring wells
monitoring wells were.
All right, if I may read the letter from DEP dated July 20th, 2022. The Massachusetts Water Management Act details the size of a reservoir needed for a specific acreage of cranberry bog. Currently, an acre of old-style bog, which this is, would require 10 acre-feet of water, and an acre of new-style bog would require 6 acre-feet of water. To service the 12 acres of new-style bogs at the site, using the standards, the proposed reservoir would be 72 acre-feet. However, the proposed reservoir will be around 220 acre-feet. This size far exceeds the volume needed for agricultural purposes. Therefore, the project does not meet the criteria at 310 Code of Massachusetts Regulations 10.04 for agriculture. This is a scam. It is an earth removal project by Mr. Lopes and G. Lopes and Danny Digger over here to excavate
Miss-
sand and gravel.
Ms. Sheehan, we don't need that kind of remarks. Danny, I
That's
mean,
what he
come on.
calls himself. That's what he told me when we went on the site visit. He calls himself Danny Digger. Right, Danny?
No. It's not a G-Lopes project, it's Betty Mackey owns the product.
Oh, Betty,
So
yes.
who's in charge? Betty Mackey or Lopes?
We're working under her.
Didn't answer the question, which one is yours in charge?
I'm in charge of Lopes as far as the excavation goes.
So, I have a question
So-
as a citizen.
So,
Can I ask one quick question?
yes,
We're talking about a water reservoir, and this gentleman is talking about economics. Why do economics come into a water reservoir? So, my question is, why are you speaking economics? Are you selling this sand? Are you making money off of this project? Because it sounds like you're using this as a cash cow when it should be a water reservoir. Don't give me the,
I'm not making anything
I'm asking you
on
a
this
straight
project.
question.
I'm not making a dime.
Then why does economics come into it? Why does economics drag this project out for 12
I am
years?
personally not making a dime on this project.
Oh, yeah, right. Doing out of the goodness of your heart.
so
Absolutely.
did you have, when you had that inspection with the DEP, did they refer you to that
No.
same letter?
No, they did not.
But you were there for the inspection?
I
can speak
walked
to that.
Came out?
I
To
walked
clarify a little bit,
in as
if
far
the
as I
economy
could.
goes down the hill,
I'm
then he can't take the
handicapped,
sand.
so I only walked in so far,
So
and
he's
then
wrong.
walked the rest of the
there's no
project.
outlet
Yeah.
for the product.
And they never issued you that?
Did we get a letter, John, from DEP
Yes.
stating
Twelve years.
Stating,
stating
What
what
did
she
they state?
just read?
I have the letter,
Yeah.
we did not, no.
I have the letter right here, with CC to Mrs. Mackey, right here, Betty Mackey, 0 Meadow Street, and to the Carver Conservation Commission. So, as your
So
regulations say,
as the board, so I think we need to get in touch with the DEP
For the size of this reservoir?
for, yeah, for their
Size?
conclusion.
I know the person that picked the bog this fall, and they had a lot of difficulty getting all the water they needed to flood that bog.
Yeah.
So,
oh, you're drying up Bates Pond, you're drying up the Wee Wee Antic River.
This is
and
all
that's
assumptions, machine, unless
Yeah,
you have
no, it's
solid
not all
proof.
assumptions.
We're
I'm
drying
sorry?
up the river, you want us to take water from the river? It's,
Can you just stop like trying to belittle everybody?
I'm not
Is that
belittling
possible?
anybody.
You are.
You
The way
are
you-
belittling.
The way you talk to people is disgusting, man. So could you please just have some respect for everybody in the room?
She's reacting,
Please.
but I think she's reacting to
Yeah.
the tone in the room.
That's fine,
This
but
is-
you don't have to
A lot
belittle
of people
people.
are very upset
You don't
over
have to
this.
belittle people though.
I'm not
Okay?
belittling
interested in
Don't
what the
embarrass,
citizens
don't
of Carver
embarrass the
have to say
committee.
and their
Not
concerns.
not
That's what we're
everybody
here
here
to
is a
serve.
lawyer.
She is representing us, though.
Listen, the way you have treated people and the way you treat the people in this
Oh,
town when they
jeez.
come here
Enough,
for
enough,
complaints
okay?
year
Enough.
after year
Enough,
is a disgrace.
enough.
Can I ask you something?
So what we're gonna do legitimately though is that I wanna know from the DEP if the size of this water hole is enough to suffice the bog. So I think we can get in that within a week. We'll be back. We're gonna table this for now.
well as communication with conservation, since
communication
that's who
with-
the letter was
with-
addressed to?
That's who the letter was addressed to,
Mhm.
and we're gonna be in touch with those, people too, so.
So make a motion to
Any
table
other,
this?
any other discussion from the committee members?
Well, I'll make a motion that we table this,
We're not
Oh,
paying
can I-
attention
no.
to it. We want
Oh,
to discuss
commit
it.
for now.
Go
Can I,
ahead.
may I speak?
Yes, yes.
So I sent, I dropped something off to you guys on Friday. It included Joe's, her water testing, and I also included the EPA designation for the sole source aquifer and what Carver is required to do and how we're supposed to protect it, and I put in some articles and everything. If there is PFAS, Joe told me that she's about 600 feet away from this site. And so if there is PFAS at 15.5 points per trillion in her well, it's gonna be higher in other wells. So I would like to request that some of the other wells closer to the site are tested, because then it becomes a 21E site, and that has to be cleaned up.
Well, they're gonna have to test that in all, but we have to talk to the DEP first. That's our first and foremost thing. They're the ones who.
So I have contacted the DEP
Yeah,
and asked
we
them to identify.
have to do it.
I know,
Yeah.
but on my own, I
Yeah.
did contact them and ask them to identify the source. And I'm requesting that maybe Mrs.
And
Mackey
what
would,
was their answer when you requested the source?
they're going to investigate it.
Oh, okay, so.
Yeah,
And I'm sorry, when you contacted them, you requested?
I
Identify the
requested that
source.
they identify the source of the
PFAS.
PFAS, but at that point, it becomes, I mean, everything's gonna get shut down. And I think for
Forever chemical.
everybody, it would be better if we could identify whether or not some of the,
Well, I'm
some
not,
of the
that's
other
not
wells.
my, I'm not a professional,
No, I
I'm gonna have
understand that, but I'm
to-
wondering if we could.
I'm gonna have to rely on the DEP's knowledge of that, to
I-
let us know and inform us.
What I'm requesting is if Mrs. Mackey or Mr. Lopes, I'm not sure if that's your last name, would do it on their own. Request some of the residents to get their wells tested at their expense, because it is very expensive to get it.
Well, that would have to be up
What-
to them
Yeah, I mean,
and
what,
and you guys.
what part of the earth removal operation are you claiming is causing the PFAS in your water?
Well,
So when you remove the sand from the aquifer, you remove the filter.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's one of the
PFAS are-
reasons, it is one of the reasons why the monitoring wells are there, so
Yep.
that the DEP can see what contamination is getting through.
Right.
So we have a sole source aquifer, so
Yep.
there's no other water for anybody in this town or 7 other towns. And if it gets contaminated, I mean, people are
Of course, yeah.
essentially without water. And so, with it being at 15.5, which in Massachusetts right now, the standard is 20 parts per trillion, so she's over the half limit. So if it's at 15.5 at her well, it's gonna be higher at other wells closer to the site. So we would
Isn't she the
just,
closest to the site?
you're not the closest to the site.
She's the closest to the site, right?
Bill?
No.
No, Bill Duggan is closer, right?
We're right behind you.
you're right behind.
But regardless, we have to rely on the DEP's,
Yeah, this is way out
this,
of our
this is,
jurisdiction.
this isn't even.
You can't put it in the order of
No,
conditions?
we have to let them come to us, and we have to go to them, we're gonna contact them and have them come visit us and tell us what the
Okay.
procedure is, so, thank you.
One more
Michael,
question over here.
Another hand over here.
Yeah,
I'm a little confused about the permit business. If the permit expired and they've been digging, it's kind of illegally, why would you grant them another permit? Because they haven't gone
well,
within the
we
rules.
just wanna get it done, part of the permit, is the reclamation of it and finishing it. We can't just leave it like that.
They shouldn't have been allowed, though, to keep working. Once it expired, they should have come to you. Then for the renewal, and all this work that's been done, and they've gone over the exceeding limits, it's really illegal.
Exceeding what limits?
Like how much sand they've taken
I don't,
out and
they
gravel.
haven't gone beyond the limits of the original permit, if that's what you mean.
Mm.
Where's the survey, the as-built survey that shows?
That gets done when it's
That gets done when
completed.
Oh, so then it's after the fact, and if they've exceeded the area that they said, the 11 acres or 10 acres, whatever it is on the map.
Well, no, we
That's-
have the yardage as it comes in quarterly.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We've gone
they know
around
that.
and around about yardage.
Yes,
You
we
have
have.
no yardage, no legitimate, credible yardage
Okay, so
numbers for
everybody's
this
at
site.
50%.
You do not,
There you go.
and also,
Okay,
the
yeah, just because you
acreage-
say so, right, Ms. Sheehan?
No,
Just because
because,
you say so, right?
no, because everyone in
really?
this room
Then why
has
did you
looked
say it?
at it. because everyone in the
They
room
have
has
not
two
gone over,
members.
they have not gone over the
Lots
yard.
of planes.
But
It has-
anyways, thank you, thank you.
You don't have,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Just gonna speak to the crowd real quickly before I take
Sure.
off. So I just want you guys to know the easiest way for you to deal with your problems is to go directly to the board or directly to Lopes. This woman is not your ally. She's causing a barrier of communication barrier.
I've
Excuse
tried
me.
that way, it
Tried
doesn't
it.
work.
It doesn't work.
We've tried,
It
it
doesn't
work.
doesn't work.
that's why they brought
I've
her
gone
in.
directly to
That
them.
man yelled
It
at me
doesn't
and hung
work.
up on me
I've
when I was
gone
talking
directly
over
to
the
them.
phone.
But it
Communicate
doesn't
is gonna be
work. I've gone
directly
for her
to
in the
local
town
government.
administrator.
She's
It
not
doesn't
helping you.
work.
She's closing down barriers of communication to try and get the project done.
It doesn't
They're
work.
saying that they wanna close the project out in 12 months. That's the lesser of the
If the
evil.
economy allows him to,
But they
12
had
months.
11 years already, and for this kind of a
I can't,
project, it
I
shouldn't take
can't
that
speak
long.
on as far as the terms, but what I can tell you is the best way for you guys to deal with it is gonna be from you, with the town, with the contractor. Getting
It
other
does
people,
not. We've already been there and tried
So,
that.
Oh,
Are you not listening?
her
It
getting
does
involved
not work.
is basically all she's doing is
We've
log
tried
jamming.
everything.
And she's
It
log
does
jamming the
not work.
system.
Well, maybe that's a good thing, maybe it needs to be logged
So
in.
anyway,
She's using you guys as a tool.
Oh,
I'm not a
nice,
truck guy.
nice try,
We're using them as a
Rico,
tool.
nice try,
Part
Rico.
of the dirt mafia.
With that,
Right?
letter.
What? Right, you are.
There's okay to work without a permit illegally, it's because you wanna get the
We're gonna
job
get the letter
done.
from
That doesn't make
DEP.
sense.
Okay.
And we're gonna
All right.
contact them.
So back to Dick Ward motions to table this.
The motion that we table it, yeah.
Until
Do
further
we have to
discussion.
close, do we have
That's what I'm
to
saying.
do anything extending the hearing first?
Because they're not
We
making
have to
money.
extend the hearing, right?
Make a motion to continue the hearing.
Continue the
All
hearing.
right, so my motion would be to continue the hearing and
To further notice from the DEP.
and request notice from the DEP so that we can further clarify the situation.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. So we're gonna table this, we're gonna be in contact with the DEP, and then Carol will notify you ASAP for it, so, and then we'll contact you with the date to return. All right, thank you.
Now moving along to number 3.
Can I ask you guys a quick question, just about this well thing? So they put these wells in just recently, do they have, like, how you said about Joe's well? Did they have the test of the water before they started doing all this digging stuff?
They what now?
Did they have, how they had to have these wells put in? Do they have a baseline 10 years ago of the base water? Like what you had said to Joe, well, do you guys, do they have that? As far as how you said, you know, she has the PFAS in her water.
Just ask me if
I don't think
or
at
the
that
well
point
put
we
in
had a
at the beginning of
concern
the
with
project
that.
that would have the test results.
The permit did say there would be monitoring wells
One.
installed in 2010.
We're here in 2023 with different faces.
But it,
Yeah, that's not,
but that's
you're
different, Brian.
violating the permit for
The
13
permit was
years.
issued in 2010, and
So
they
there-
should have been doing with on permit.
So there is no starter
and-
thing, this is what
it
the
is a
water was
concern.
like before people started digging?
Been here for 3 months, 4 months.
Well, you can't say
So
that, I just think if
the
it's
monitoring wells
for
were
the whole
originally,
board, that's
when I
something that you
gathered,
should know.
were originally
It's
for
a simple question.
the water
Yeah.
elevations, if they were
They've only been here 3
gonna.
months.
To my knowledge, I do not know.
Thank you.
Well, but they also use them to see what
That's
contamination.
a recommendation.
They
for the
also
bylaw.
use them to see.
No, I know that's what they
any
used
contamination.
for, but I think what they said when this was permitted, if they were gonna de-water the water hole, they just wanted to monitor the elevation of the water.
It wasn't for water quality,
If
it
they
was
were
water
pumping.
elevation.
They're wet digging it now.
The earth removal committee's never been
We
involved
had
in
them put
water
those in.
quality,
We told them they needed to
groundwater,
put those.
that's way
We
above
told them
us.
they need to put those in.
Right, no, I know
The
you
new
do.
members, so.
Right. We're trying to resurrect them.
But you do understand the amount of dirt that's removed doesn't make it water quality, so they can get permits, you kind of obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't know.
We're here to govern the bylaw of the earth removal. That's really all our jurisdiction
And
is.
if they don't comply, you're supposed to fine them. This is, yeah, you know what I mean? That's all we want, so go by the bylaws.
Do you, can I ask a
Next time.
question? Do you set an order of conditions, or does that come from the conservation?
They call their permits an order of conditions. It's different from a wetland order of conditions.
Yeah, it's different from the conservation. Next item on The agenda is the approval of minutes of 12/7/22, possible vote.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of 12/7/22. Only thing we may want to... No, we didn't open the hearing, we didn't open the hearing, we say that we did.
I know.
So,
See, I have to add clarification.
And the next part of the biggest thing was emotions. For a little project.
there's still minutes kept for that?
For a while, it's been now.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. I said aye. Next item on the agenda, review of the site visits, if any were done this past month, that's a no. Next item on the agenda is discussion and schedule next site visits.
Might as well do the ones we did before.
So we're gonna do the ones, we're gonna stick with the same ones.
Still having a meeting in session, please. Thank you so much for quieting down. Thank you.
So the next site visits we're gonna do is, the ones that we're supposed to do. The letter came,
We scheduled for last month, but because of weather, we didn't go.
So-
December.
So, yeah, I don't have it right in front of me as to when we were gonna be.
December
Where we were
17th
gonna
at
go.
8, you were gonna go to the,
Yeah, all right.
the two different AD meetings.
That's it, yep. Okay, when do you propose that?
what is everybody's schedule like? Open?
Not this weekend, but any other weekend. I'm available.
You can't do this week?
I can't do this weekend, I'll be away.
So the.
If we go early, the weekend after that?
That's the
No,
4th.
no, we can still do it, he doesn't have to
That'll
be
be
there.
Oh, that's right, yeah, yeah.
So if you guys would, like to do them this Saturday, 8 o'clock,
Right.
is that okay? 9 o'clock?
I have a conflict because I have to pick somebody up from the airport.
Oh, so you can't make Saturday?
No, not at 8 o'clock.
What time?
10:30.
Dick, does that work for you, or,
Yeah.
unless you would rather schedule it for the
Oh,
following
no,
Saturday?
yeah, no, I'll do that. 10:30, you say?
Yeah, 10:30.
And where are we meeting?
We can, let's see,
This is January 28th at 10:30.
yeah.
One,
You meet right off of Hammond Street.